Hybrid cars good, hybrid swimming pools bad. What? What are you talking about? Why would you not want to have, a hybrid swimming pool? Well, it could be because it's probably not what you're thinking. It's not like the pool of the future so much as it's the pool we tried like a long time ago and it didn't really work out so good, and by and large, people don't build swimming pools like that anymore. Some people do. There's some people that still build them. There's some people that still renovate them and repair them, but largely it's a build style for residential swimming pools that's just been abandoned. And this probably will end up being one of the only videos out there on hybrid pools because there's just not a lot of information on these things. And I get contacted by a lot of people who buy houses with these pools. They don't even know what they are, but they learn that they're hybrid pools. Let's define it so you know what I'm talking about here. So a hybrid pool, because you've got like vinyl liner pools and you've got fiberglass pools and concrete pools. So this hybrid pool has a concrete floor, but the walls are panels. So it's not like poured in place like concrete. It's more like a vinyl liner kit where you would have steel wall panels and you bolt them all together until it's the shape of the pool. It's kind of like that, but it's usually made from fiberglass or aluminum or stainless steel or something like that. So you've got like this modular wall and a concrete floor, and so you end up with all these like seams. There's wall seams. This is your telltale thing. That's what you're looking for. If you got a hybrid pool or you're wondering if you have a hybrid pool, do you have like wall seams? And I don't mean like under your vinyl liner. I mean visible. Like you're standing on the pool deck, you're like and counting them because they're part of the finish of the interior surface of your swimming pool. If you have that, then you have a hybrid pool. Hybrid pools aren't even that bad of a thing, but they stopped getting built kind of because the way they get built, it's like a unique thing. Somebody made this up and they started building them like this, and they're pretty good until they fail or until they start to fail. And other pools need like remediation and you do that work and then they're good again for like a long period of time. Hybrid pools, when they fail, they become a problem, and a lot of them end up failing in this way that they're not really repairable, or when you try to repair them, it all just kind of becomes a big problem, and you're essentially unbuilding a swimming pool and then rebuilding a swimming pool. So it's harder than just building one. So that's the problem with hybrid pools. And I guess the secret to hybrid swimming pools and not having a disaster with one is making sure you maintain it. If you don't maintain it and you allow leaks to happen and deficiencies to come up and be unattended to, you can get into a big problem pretty fast. And you're like, well, yeah, okay, I know I'm there. I have the problem, but how do I fix it? It's like, you don't fix it. That's the problem. Now you got to talk about getting rid of it, and there's costs associated with that, and it's a real problem. So, secret to hybrid pools, you have to maintain them. And you're like shaking your fist at the screen, like, yeah, I know. I'm trying so hard to get information about how the heck to maintain these things. Well, there's the liability standpoint. Nobody wants to tell you oh, do this and you're good, and then it didn't work and you're not good. So nobody wants to be that person. So nobody's signing up to take liability for free. Um, the reality is there's just not a lot of information about them. Like I know a crap load about swimming pools and hybrid pools were like, I knew about them, but not a lot. Like they're out there. I know a couple of things, but largely like I don't know how you repair them, this and that. So I've had to learn that later in my career because people just keep coming to you with these questions, and there's not a lot of answers out there when you shop around looking for answers about hybrid swimming pools. You have to repair the joints. That's the big thing. Silicone's the wrong thing. You see that all the time. It's too light duty for the application. When you seam the wall joints, it has to be something more permanent. And more or less, that's been the big challenge. Find the product which will do this. If you're watching this video, surely this is the main point of it. What is the material that I'm going to use, which is going to seam these wall panels and, the underside of the coping and just all of the different seams which these hybrid pools have, which you're supposed to maintain, not with silicone. A concrete urethane is a good option, like Vulcum. 116, Vulcan 116. Polyurethane is a good product. Read the manufacturer's instructions. The ones that I've seen say rated for use underwater, which is perfect because that's where this is going. Sticks to, and then it gives you the various assortment of things which it sticks to. And this polyurethane is just a bear to work with because it sticks to pretty much everything, which ultimately is a good thing for this application. There is another product that I've heard of which you can use for seaming hybrid pools. It's called Rusco, Ruscoe, marine permanent sealer. Rusco marine permanent sealer comes in different colors. I have not used that product, but I've heard that that is a product that people have used successfully, and perhaps maybe even the original product that was designed to use along with this original hybrid pool design. That is possible that that's the situation, but I can't confirm that. If I had a hybrid pool, I'd probably be looking into that product to see what I can learn. Walls of a hybrid pool are going to be either fiberglass or some kind of metal, aluminum, stainless steel, something like that. But fiberglass is pretty common for it. Fiberglass walls, concrete floor. I've heard of instances where that fiberglass is up to an inch thick on the walls, like which is crazy thick, bulletproof thick. No wonder those pools can last a long time when you upkeep the joints on them and don't just allow them to leak and degrade over time. I often recommend with a hybrid pool, don't come to me with this elaborate plan of how you want to like upgrade this pool, do this awesome stuff to it. Less is more with a hybrid pool. Let's just restore it to how it was originally designed to work, upkeep the maintenance on it, and just hope for the best, because maybe you could have a pool with some longevity versus something that you have to spend a lot of money on or have a really hard time finding a contractor willing to take on the job. If the walls of the pool have started to shift or move, or you notice that the cracks are not, they're not parallel anymore, they're starting to open up one way or another, super bad sign. Super bad sign for a hybrid pool, and not something that I would want to see. I mean, there's just not a lot you can do once this process starts to happen. There's just not a lot of remediation options for it, and that's why you don't see a lot of these pools out there anymore. The floor of these pools is concrete, and often very thick concrete at that. And you have like a concrete floor, fiberglass wall, and then you would use a paint commonly. I do believe that was what was designed for use in these pools. You would use a concrete pool paint on the floor, fiberglass pool paint on the fiberglass walls. That's commonly how these pools were designed to work. And so, there's a little bit of a process to it, but that's it. And, normally you don't paint concrete pools, or that's something that you'll hear a lot. This is kind of a different situation because this is a unique swimming pool. And I do believe that is how these were designed originally to be. And when they start to fail, you often need to look towards things like, sand blasting or soda blasting or something like that to strip away what is often a number of older layers of unknown kinds of paint, and then have at it again and use like something like a high build paint, especially on the floor, to make it as smooth as possible. And when you're looking at the floor, what you want to not see is cracks. If you see any like large cracks or anything, even if they don't look very menacing, but like it's a meandering crack, and then I would probably not want to get myself attached to that hybrid pool. And if it's yours, that's not a good thing. And I would probably dive down, do some dye testing, see what you can do to determine how serious this crack is. But cracks in the floor of a hybrid pool would definitely not be a good sign. Inspect the skimmer very closely on a hybrid pool, and you want to look for any signs of abnormalities or cracks or deficiencies, or any signs that water might be leaking, any movement. These would all be bad signs, because I would describe the skimmer of a hybrid pool to kind of be a weak link in terms of like a major point which could fail and kind of cause a chain reaction, which might end up causing you to lose this whole pool altogether. And so let's talk about that for a moment, the pool system. So the way a hybrid pool is designed, or maybe to describe the weak link, the Achilles heel in it, is the pool deck holds the top of a hybrid pool together like a collar around it. It's a good idea. But if it starts to move and the deck cracks and breaks over time, or from deficiencies like leaks or things like that, and it starts to move or sink, it takes the pool with it and the whole thing starts to move. And if you try to take the deck out, those walls can, some of them are stronger than others. Some of them are bulletproof fiberglass an inch thick. Some of them are very thin and they're barely structurally sound as is. And when you remove that top collar, the whole thing just kind of wants to collapse. And you have to be very careful to not allow that to happen depending on what kind of hybrid pool you have. Because again, there's not a lot of information about these pools out there. So I don't want to see cracks in a deck in a hybrid pool because this allows water to get in, but it also indicates that you probably already have a problem there, perhaps a leak in the plumbing that over time is eroding the soil and allowing that to sink down. And now there's nothing supporting the deck, and that allows it to break and sink and migrate away. And none of these are good signs. You don't want any of that because at minimum, you're talking about a re and re on the deck. So you got to take it all out. You got to do some work while you have it out and then put it back in. And what do you mean do some work? Well, I mean, I wouldn't pour a new deck on a pool with 40-year-old plumbing, that's for sure. At the bare minimum, I'm going to be conducting pressure tests on it to make sure that it is, you know, sufficient to last another 20, 30, 40 years as it should. And probably it won't be up to snuff. If it's already an older one and it's already dealing with a broken deck, you probably have problems with your plumbing. If not, your lighting conduit, take a look at that while you have the deck out. There's a lot of different stuff like that. If you're going to have a hybrid pool, upkeep it like crazy. Be super diligent about attending to any deficiencies, anything that doesn't look right. Boom, get on it right away. That's working in your favor, and adopt the mindset that less is more. Sorry, but like abandon the mindset of just like adding, oh, we want to add 30 lights and a big bench and all this other stuff. I mean, it's your pool, do anything you like, but I wouldn't recommend it. I would be happy that I have a pool that has a good chance of some serious longevity if you continue to care for it properly. And now that you have a little bit more information about how to do so, hopefully you can, and you get a lot of swimming enjoyment out of it. If you found this information helpful, please be sure to like this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And you can check out my website, swimmingpoolsteve.com.